Welcome to Pause for Peace and Merry Christmas. It is December 29th. It is the first Sunday of the season of Christmas. The candle of our Advent wreath that rings out the joy of Jesus' birth already has been lit on Christmas Eve. The center white candle glows in the middle of our wreath today. And I'm glad you've joined me this day. I realize this can be a very full time of the year for so many. Perhaps you are traveling, perhaps you are with extended family, maybe you are getting ready to go out of town for a wonderful New Year's Eve celebration. Whatever might be going on for you, I hope you have had a wonderful Christmas. However it has been for you, I hope you have been able to be graceful with yourself and to find a little bit of joy amid it all. Hopefully you also have remembered the real reason of the season, which is the celebration of the birth of Jesus, the one who saves. And we remember in these days of Christmas that this vulnerable gift of a baby changes the world entirely. You know, the reality is when every one of us was born into this world, whatever the conditions were, we came to be somebody who changed this world in a way that is unique to ourselves. And I hope you are enjoying who you are and how you are making a contribution, how you are being a bearer of life in this world, which was our challenge from our Pause for Peace quiet last week when we celebrated and remembered the work of God in the life of Mary, who became the mother. In our time of pausing for peace today, it's this interesting moment between the just first days of the season of Christmas, it lasting for 12 full days until Epiphany celebration. And yet it's also like this last Sunday of the calendar year. And many of us are closing up shop for the year and settling up things that need to be settled up for the year, maybe financial things or work projects, and just on this precipice of an entire new year about to begin, 2025. I want to have a little time of pausing for peace where we can do some reflecting on what life has been like for each one of us in this past year. So I'm going to invite you to get quiet with me. Turn inward for just a few moments. Perhaps there has been music and laughter and boisterous celebrations going on around you, or maybe it has truly been just a time where you have been alone and able to be in some stillness and solitude, depending on how your life is and what your preferences are, how you want to be about celebrating this season. Being able to pause together for peace, as we've done all year long, allows our life to be a gift to the world. So in this quiet right now, as you are turning inward through the center of your heart, paying attention there, I wonder if we might do a little reflecting upon these months that have gone by. This may be a stretch for some of us as we think back to Christmas last year. What was going on for us then? And as we note what might have been taking place for us in the month of January, and of February, Can we even recall March, the beginning of spring? We've just officially entered the season of winter about a week ago. And we reminded, as we reflect on March and April and May, that new life comes once again. That the icy cold and darkness of winter will not be forever. This is part of our proclamation of Christmas, that the light shines in the darkness, and darkness never fully overcomes the light. Thus, we open ourselves to be a people who live like light, bringing illumination wherever we go. Spend a few moments reflecting on April, a time when many were preparing for graduations, and May, a season often of weddings, a time of honoring the Great Mother, reflect for a little bit of what was going on for you in June, when we honor the Great Father. And for those in the Northern Hemisphere, move into the season of summer. Lingering days, long days, short nights, bright sunlight, opportunities to rest. Perhaps you can recall July, perhaps somewhere in the midst of these summer months in the Northern Hemisphere, you've been able to travel, or at least have a pause from the busy days of work and school. Reflect upon August. September. Moments when we move back into this season of autumn. Life once again gives way to the process of decay and dying, so that new life can begin again as we travel further around the sun. You might remember what was taking place in your life, in your community in October. Might be getting a little bit easier to remember, to bring to our awareness these months that have just perhaps seemingly flown by. November, a time when our nation pauses to give thanks, to celebrate the harvest, enjoy the bountiful gifts of the earth. And then these days of December, for those followers of the way of Christ, the season of Advent, time of anticipation, preparation. the glorious sounds and sights of the celebration of Christmas. Which brings us to this first Sunday of Christmas, this precipice day, the last Sunday of the calendar year. So close to the start of 2025. And if we will, again, focus our attention to our heart space. Now that we have had some moments to reflect upon this whole calendar year, I invite us to listen for the longings of our heart. Perhaps there has been something left undone in your life in this past year. Perhaps there has been great transition, or even a new beginning. And we listen to the longings and for the longings of our heart, so we can commit to bringing into being those longings, to embodying those longings, to following the pull of the longings of our hearts in this year that lies ahead. And if you're finding it difficult staying in your heart space, then take a deep breath. You might even place your hand, your palm upon your chest, just right there in the center of your chest. Pay attention. Wait in the quiet for what will come. I invite us to commit to these longings of our heart. Perhaps making an inward vow that you will return again and again and again to the space of your heart to listen, to pay attention, to allow the longings of your heart to lead you in this year that lies ahead. Whatever it might be, you might be longing for rest, longing for connection, or longing for ease. Perhaps you are longing for inner peace. Perhaps you are longing to feel at home in your own skin. Perhaps it's been a very long time since you felt at home in your own skin, or maybe you never have, and you're longing to feel as if you are truly home. Before we depart the quiet, after we have made that inward conviction, that vow to ourselves that we will seek to follow the longings of our heart, we can express inward gratitude for what we have heard today. Even if it doesn't make a lot of sense to us yet, it's okay. We have a whole year ahead to let it come into awareness and show us how to embody, to live the longing of our heart. When you're ready, I'll invite you to bring your hands together, your palms together near your heart space. Prayer pose, we call this. And we close our time of quiet with "May it be so." May it be so. If you have your eyes closed, you're welcome to open your eyes once again. And bring your awareness to our moments together. Here we are on this precipice day, in this season of Christmas, and celebrating the joy of the gift of the birth of Jesus, the one who reminds us who we all are, who shows us that spirit mingles with flesh to live love in this world. And when we follow the longings of our heart, we are embodying the gift that we are to be in this world for the sake of love in this world. I pray that you will have a very safe rest of this week, that you will continue to celebrate the season of Christmas, these full 12 days of Christmas, and that you will be ready on Epiphany, January 6th, to be able to express this glorious illumination, this amazing light that shines, because each one of us lives the gift that we were meant to be. Blessings. Thank you for pausing for peace with me all throughout 2024, and I look forward to our times together in 2025. Have a good one, Merry Christmas, and have a very happy New Year.